6040 ACFS Travel System. My name is Jose Rodriguez, Technical Service Instructor. Part 1. Introduction. The main pumps. 1. Supply oil to the travel motors for the travel function. Oil from the main pumps flows through the high-pressure filters in the high-pressure distribution blocks. 2. To the logic valves. 3. The logic valves ensure that the travel function has priority over the implement functions and then direct oil from both main pumps to the travel control valves. 4. The travel control valves direct the oil through the rotor, swivel. 5. To the travel motors. The travel motors rotate the final drives, which multiply torque to drive the tracks. If both engines are running, main pump 3 will supply oil to the left travel motors and main pump 1 will supply oil to the right travel motors. If only the left engine is running, main pump 1 will supply oil to the right travel motors and main pump 2 will supply oil to the left travel motors. If only the right engine is running, main pump 4 will supply oil to the right travel motors and main pump 3 will supply oil to the left travel motors. General information. The travel system of the machine enables movement in different directions, in 2 speed modes, with single or double engine operation. These machine movements are operated with travel motors rotating the final drives which multiply torque to drive the tracks. Main pumps supply the travel system with hydraulic oil, and proportional and travel control valves direct the oil through the swivel to the travel motors. These and other components of the hydraulic system are controlled with an electronic system which receives inputs from the travel pedals. Gearbox and pumps. Gearbox circulation pump, center. 3 swing pumps. 2 hydraulic, cooling pumps. Cut-off, valve. Servo pumps, duo pump. 2 hydraulic cooling fan DERV pumps. 4 main pumps. 2 hydraulic, cooling pumps. Location of components. Front of assembly plate inside the cab riser. 1. Auxiliary manifold. 2. Pilot manifold. 3. Travel left hand forward. 4. Travel left hand reverse. 5. Travel right hand forward. 6. Travel right hand reverse. 7. Travel pressure increase. 8. Shifting of the 2-speed travel motors. Travel system. If the operator does not activate a travel function, the pedals are in the neutral position. The main pump's oil is directed to the attachment control valves to operate attachment functions. When the operator moves one or both pedals to activate the desired travel function, the implement ECM receives a signal. The implement ECM provides electric current to the corresponding travel proportional valves. The drive pressure increase solenoid valve in the pilot manifold is energized to increase the cutoff setting of main pumps for travel circuit. The oil from main pump P1 flows to right-hand travel valve, 1, and the oil from main pumps P3 flows to left-hand travel valve, 2. The travel proportional pressure reducing valves in the pilot manifold receive current in proportion to the pedal position. This oil pressure shifts control spools of left-hand travel valve, 2, and right-hand travel valve, 1, so that they direct the oil from main pumps P1 and P3 to the travel motors and the machine moves. Travel control valves. Leakage oil from travel control valves, 1, and 2, flows back to the tank. Anti-cavitation valves, 3, flanged onto travel control valves, 1, and 2, prevent cavitation in the travel motors. The 4 anti-cavitation valves, 3, permit replenishing of the travel motors from the pre-charged return flow lines and prevent an interruption of the oil columns in the travel motors. Pilot travel control. The travel proportional pressure reducing valves respond to commands from the travel pedals. A signal proportional to the movement of the pedals is sent to travel solenoids, 2, and 4, for forward travel. A signal proportional to the movement of the pedals is sent to travel solenoids, 1, and 3, for reverse travel. The travel valve spools direct pump flow to the work ports of the travel motors to drive the track forward or reverse. The return motor ports are connected to the hydraulic oil tank line. The primary role of the travel control spool is to direct the pump flow to the travel motors in the appropriate direction or to block the pump flow driving the pump to high pressure cutoff. The pump flow generally determines the speed of the track. If the travel valve is open, the pump flow is determined by the pedal commands. However, if the travel valve is closed or only slightly opened, the pump will be driven to high pressure cutoff. Turning movement is achieved by keeping one travel valve open and leaving the other closed. The pump connected to the closed travel valve circuit operates at high pressure cutoff and does not deliver oil flow to the corresponding track. The other track, connected to the open travel valve circuit, continues to move, turning the machine. Travel control. The output flow from main pumps, P1, flows through the swivel to the right travel motors. The output flow from main pump, P3, flows through the swivel to the left travel motors. The pump delivery flow causes rotation of the travel motors. The torque of the travel motors is transmitted to the final drives. The rotational speed of the travel motors is reduced by gear reduction in the final drives. Final drive, 5, increases the torque and the rotational force drives track, 4, via sprocket, 3. Travel control. The travel speed can be adjusted by the slight operation of the travel pedals. The travel speed can also be controlled by travel speed control switch, 6. This changes the travel speed when the travel pedals are moved to the maximum position. The travel speed control switch can be set at the low speed position or the high speed position. When the travel speed control switch is set at the low speed position, the tortoise icon will display of the monitor. When the travel speed control switch is set at the high speed position, the rabbit appears on the display of the monitor. During travel on a flat surface or during gradual downhill travel, the travel speed is set at the high speed position in order to realize increased mobility. When travel speed control switch, 6, is set at the high speed position, the pressure sensors for pump delivery pressure detect the change in pump load. If the pressure sensors detect a high load, the travel speed is automatically adjusted to low speed. If the pressure sensors detect a small load, the travel speed is automatically adjusted to high speed. Travel control. The direction of travel is relative to the position of the lower structure. For normal travel, idler, 10, and 11, are positioned in front of cab, 9, final drives, 5, and 12, to the rear of the cab. With the machine in the normal position of travel, move travel pedals, 7, and 8, forward. The machine will travel in forward direction, A. When travel pedals, 7, and 8, are moved toward the operator, the machine travels in reverse direction, B. When cab, 9, is rotated by 180 degrees, final drives, 5, and 12, are positioned in front of the cab. The direction of travel and the operation of travel pedals, 7, and 8, are reversed from the normal travel direction. When the machine is in the normal position of travel and when one of travel pedals, 7, or 8, is moved forward, the respective track travels forward. The machine turns because the stationary track acts as the pivot point. This action is called a pivot turn. This machine will spot turn in order to change the travel direction of the machine in a narrow space. To complete a spot turn operation, move one travel pedal to the rear and move the other travel pedal forward at the same time. One track will travel to the rear and the other track will travel forward. The machine will spot turn around the center axis of the machine. Travel motor. The motors driving the final drives are variable displacement axial piston units. One of the two predetermined swivel angles is set by applying the corresponding control pressure to pre-select either high traction forces at reduced traveling speed or a high traveling speed at reduced traction. The travel mode is pre-selected manually with a switch in the operator station. Each motor is equipped with a mechanical holding brake, multiple disc brake, which is actuated by the traveling pressure available. This brake serves as a parking brake and closes automatically when the operating pressure is lower than required by the incorporated spring unit. When an operating pressure exceeding the spring force is reapplied, the mechanical parking brake is released. The end, Part 1 Travel System, courtesy of JLR Training Company.